Alright. Hello, everybody. Camera, a little over. Alrighty then. So, Di, do you remember what happened last time? Hi. I'm streaming right now. Yeah, I'm streaming right now. Cute. Well, you can start off say we were in Phoenix's perspective, breaking Cyclops. Yes, that's exactly what we were doing all last stream. We were literally breaking Cyclops, Phoenix, fighting the quantum leap accelerator, going back and forth between the past and present. Just so we can get evidence to figure out the last part of this case. And I bet everybody's brain right now is flipped upside down because of that. But you're like thinking to yourselves, I kind of want to flip it back up right now, but I don't think that's going to happen. So yeah, let's go back to the trial. Hopefully this is going to be the last stream. Welcome to court. As you can see, there's ones and zeros behind me. I assure you this is not an ARG. And those binaries behind me means nothing. "7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant, Veramisham, innocent or guilty?" Courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? He's talking to you directly, Di. Hello, Phoenix. So he's now waiting for an answer. I hope so. Yes, you're ready. Something inside me. Rising. Surfacing. Something important. Lost long ago. It's closed now. So close. October 9th, 10 o'clock a.m., District Court, courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. Why do I feel like I'm in a creepy spot? The defense is ready, Your Honor. I don't know, but I had the same feeling, too. Prosecutor, ready to rock. I have no idea what you two are talking about. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition? Acute quinine poisoning, according to her physician. Actual quinine. She could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's been a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be canceled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtains all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. So, Di, before we go any further, I need to show you some evidence. So, we have quite a bit of evidence. So, to refresh your memory on all of it, because we've been 2 streams without all of it, we've got all of them now. So, hello, Lee. Welcome to the stream. Okay. There's all your evidence. Keep that in mind somewhere. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecution case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she had done. Objection! But Vera was poisoned with atroquinine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by. That is true. Now, Clavier needs to ask himself, where did she get it? She's a teenager. There's no way for her to have access to it, especially when she's never been out in the real world. In other words, I see no need for further discussion. Doing all right, Lee. Thanks. We could have had our verdict yesterday. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict. What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you had to prove something. She was in court, giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was. You do. Prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claim to this court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned. So, we already know where the poison may have been, and we know where that poison could have come from. I've got two things to prove. Who did it and how. Which to hit first? One of these two is probably going to be easier to answer. You want to do a how? How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used. Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin? Not a bottle container of the poison was found in the defendant's body. I see. So the vector of the poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham? Yes, Your Honor. Very well. What method would you use to poison Vera Misham? He did not lick the stamp. Only Drew licked the stamp. The things you gotta look for is what was one of her habits that she would have done, she was doing. He did not drink the coffee. The coffee does not have poison in it. Okay? The coffee cup that you see was not the killer. The only reason why there is atroquinine on the cup is because Drew Misham got the poison from the stamp. The coffee itself is not poison. Remember, think about her habit. What was she doing when we met her? Well, that's one of her hobbies. She had a habit. I can't present drawings as evidence because I don't have her drawing. On page 2, yes. Well, it's not a glove, but yes.
Take that!
What's this? My, what a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed this a hand. Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah. Something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all. So the killer put some poison in this bottle and made her drink it? Not exactly. As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish. Nail polish? It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails? Oh, my wife had red nails. So she's been painting them all this time. Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to court? Court is now back in session. See, that's one of her habits. Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails. Her nails? Ah! Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails? Will Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once, Mr. Justice. Yes? Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish? Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this? No, just checking. He's lying. Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning the bottle of nail polish. Please, dispense with the chatter. You realize the height of this accusation. Here, let me show you. We're going to get 2 strikes out of 1 if we get it wrong. Understood, Your Honor. No problem. I know what I'm doing this time. Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish? They made this very easy on you, Di. You want me to go through them? Sorry about that, guys. Valent does not have fingernail polish. Valent is Trucy's uncle. Remember, Valiant wears gloves. Why would he need fingernail polish? Which one? We got two of them. This one, okay.
Take that!
What's this? First off, Gavin?
Objection!
What's your game? My bro? There's no way he could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else. Indeed. He is behind bars. I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago. But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. Actually, he does. It's simply inconceivable. Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there's a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness. There now! Stop digging! Hold on. Sorry about that. Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. You say you were experiencing a creepypasta moment. I changed my mind then. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand. Bailiff, begin proceeding to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison. Ah, Your Honor. How nice to see you. It's been quite a while, hasn't it? To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? Not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never. I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin. Yes. I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself. Stiff upper lip, Apollo. You can do it. Does this bottle look familiar? Donate nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear. She's not dead yet! And? Was there something concerning this bottle that you wish to ask me about? I admit, I respect her for her taste in nail polish. Her taste indeed. This nail polish was how Baramisham was poisoned. Atroquinine, was it? You're well informed about this case, Mr. Gavin. Even in solitary, much comes to my desk. I have nothing to do but read. Well, Claver? Maybe you can explain this. You're being accused again. By him. Again. Ah, and you agree with his accusation, do you? Let's hold a proper trial, shall we? First off, Gavin, your testimony, please. I'd be delighted. The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of poisoning of the defendant Vera Mitchell. Please testify in this matter to the court. Poisoning Vera. Wearing the same nail polish does not a murderer make. I've been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. Prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father and attempted to poison herself. Surely, you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father too. Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely. Naturally. For one, I don't even know the mission. Why do I have a feeling he's lying? Isn't that so, Mr. Justice? Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss. But I know he poisoned Mitchell. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Oh, we can use that now.
Hold it!
Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Aridoni is a nail polish of the highest quality, highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantity. And you and Vera just happen to both use it? That can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
I'm guessing it's not a coincidence. Huh? It's simple. Aridoni is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then if one wanted to do the best nail polish, one would buy it. That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings toward my brand name gavel here. And my silk top hat. Are we all done showing off our refined taste? The problem is, if it's that expensive, nobody's gonna run out to buy it. Please continue with your tasteful testimony. If it's that tasteful, why is it coming back up in the back of my throat? Can't you still make contact with the outside world in solitary?
Objection!
Ah, so he had an accomplice on the outside? Is this your latest accusation? I'm allowed a certain modicum of letter writing.
Objection!
But the contents of those letters are closely kept. It'd be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he? Yeah, you think so too, Trucy? Bet I know why. He must be nervous with Big Brother watching. And Maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage. Are we cool with that? May I continue? The defendant is not dead yet. There are no known causes of someone surviving atropine poisoning. Known cases of someone surviving atropine poisoning. You seem to know a lot about atropine. I know a lot about a lot of things, which is why I suggest we pick up the pace. Or else, we'll be short one defendant for what it's worth. The witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill. My apologies. Shall I continue? Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails?
Objection!
The answer is quite simple, basically. Allow me to explain. Beginning with, why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This, too, is simple. So she could die doing something that she liked. Something that she liked? Once she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she could die. It's not easy to bring poison to a courtroom. Must I explain further? I believe that's clear enough. Crystal clear. Wow, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team. They could use a little more teamwork. Oops. Yeah, she kind of does. Well, I'll let you go and press that when I get done with it. Okay, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to see something as long as I focus. Alright. He only jumps up there when I'm streaming, because Andy usually has the laptop there. I would have the laptop there if I had a battery. But he's been a bit worried about me for the past couple of days. Because for the past couple of weeks, I've been without my protonic.
Hold it!
Both Bear and Mr. Misham were poisoned with atropine. That really can't be a coincidence.
Objection!
The defense is repeating fallacious statements based on conjecture. Prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime. Objection sustained. The defense will please present concrete proof. Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you too? It's like he's all grown up. I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. Though he's acting different than usual. I'll bet it has a lot to do with his brother Christoph being in the room. Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo. Right. Quick and painless. My bracelet should do the trick. Okay. So now we're going to use the bracelet. And you got to pick a statement. Well, we don't exactly have anything we're going to use the bracelet on in this one. Remember, this is the same expression as the first two statements. This is basically the same as statement 1 and statement 3. The expression is basically the same. We want to try to find something that's a little different. This one's not like the other four, is it? Alright, time for our creepypasta moment. So let's take a look at everything. Let's hear it again. You seen that, right, Di? Creepypasta moment, right? What does that look like to you? More like a skull.
Gotcha!
It was you who killed Drew Misham. Bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright? Oh, really? Well, you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father, too. Your hand tensed unnaturally. And a little devil appeared to give me the news. And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense? What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Misham fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man. You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth. Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Misham was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my my solitary confinement cell, central prison. Okay, he left. That's not an alibi, and I don't know what is. You found a way, all the same. I found it too. This is how you poison Mr. Mitchum. So, we gotta do this correctly. There are two pieces of evidence that I have in mind. One of them is correct. And that's all of them. Well, the stamp by itself isn't going to exactly help us, because stamp could mean anything. It's where the stamp came from. But yes, he was poisoned by the stamp. You're correct. But how do we prove?
Take that!
My mind. Here I thought you'd come so far. Huh? I admire how you're lacking my confidence whatsoever. Choose to barrel on. Your defense lacked even a shred of elegance. Much like Phoenix Wright. Come to think of it. Black Justice, I've come this far. I must know the answer. How did the killer get to his victim when the killer was in jail? Okay, so if it wasn't that, let's try this stamp.
Take that!
Okay, so yes, it's the stamp by itself. I was thinking more or less it would have to have started where we got the stamp. I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Mitchum died, he was seen writing a letter. Atroquinine was found on this stamp, Mr. Gavin. So am I to understand that this stamp was the murder weapon? Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. Okay, so you were right on the stamp. I didn't say you were wrong. I was thinking that there was more to it than just the stamp, but the stamp is correct. That is all, Your Honor. Order, order, order. Poison on the back of that stamp. After Drew Mitchum was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright. Daddy? That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Mitchum write a letter. That's how you killed him. What? My mind. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Sparkbush's testimony. Well, that's the thing, see? After he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Mitchum's death They're searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp. A so-called postage stamp, end quote. He was looking for a stamp. So, the question is, how does Christoph Gavin know about these testimonies? He's not supposed to be in the courtroom. He should not know the details of these cases. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp. What are you getting at? What am I arriving at is that this commemorative stamp wasn't a prank. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night. That would seem to be the case. Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence? He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What? Really, Clavier? You should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now. Right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Bishop used the stamp that night? Least of all, Christoph Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems the defense has ran out of things to say. You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff? I'm not sure I agree with you, Christoph. Clavier. Honestly, I want to believe you. But the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christoph. What are you saying, Prosecutor Gavin? Forehead? What was your accusation again? Huh? Oh, it was that. This poison stamp killed Drew Misham, yeah? To which my brother responded thusly. There was no way to know when Misham would use that stamp. Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned. Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Mitchum died by that stamp. That's all. Coincidence. Christoph, you try to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I could ask you the same question, Christoph. I silenced the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency. Well, Mr. Gavin, that's impermissible testimony. Very well. I shall test his claim head on then. Just. What? You accuse me of Drew Mitchum's murder, yes? Then, allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive. He's talking about a motive. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now, here's something. Why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose. So, what does it mean? It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement. I'd say it's about this vital. We had that much put onto us before. That's pretty vital. Well, that's a little more than half. Well, Mr. Justice? 22, no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Mitchell? This one you might have to get Andy. Because if the penalty is this large, we only have 2 strikes. Spam them as much as you can, Die. Nothing yet? I'm going to take a guess it's going to be something from page 2. So, just keep spamming him and he'll answer. Still nothing? Have you been spamming him? That's where I'm at. I don't need help. Guy's the one who's trying to answer this one. But welcome to the stream, Go Salt. Any response back, Di? Have you been spamming him? Of course he was. We went through a whole testimony. Yes, this is post-testimony. Comfy over there? We're figuring out motive. If he reads, it states it right there. What reason did Christoph Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Misham? We're figuring out motive. It says red envelope.
Take that!
Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear. When we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place, and why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years ago. Drew Misham accepted his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnifique Grimari's diary? Ah, when attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes? This was the evidence he presented to his law. This evidence is a fake, yes. But did Mr. Wright request the forgery he made? That was never proven.
Objection!
The defense attorney on the case was Phoenix Wright. Who, other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they? Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page. And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested the forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already seen 7 years old. 7 years old? The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery. Keep them from talking, but he made a mistake. This stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Father took it when I was very young. The great magic show. I loved it so much. The killer's time bomb was delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years. Go ahead. Do you understand what you're telling us? The one who steamed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. as if it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the two who schemed to kill Drew Mitchum was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Objection!
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down. Oh? Then how will it go down? I checked through the records on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began. Oh boy? Here. What's this? I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. And one more thing. Sorry to have sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand I'm asking you possible. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened. All we did was play cards, and that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery. The day before? Now here's a question. Just who was Katie Enigmar's previous defense attorney? No, this can't be all me. But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney, with a badge on his collar. It was you, pissed off Gavin. Order, order, order. What is the meaning of this, witness? I mean, defendant, former lawyer? Let me begin by denying.
Objection!
It's easy enough to look up Mr. Gavin, and impossible to prove if you can't. His name is written in the records, so it can be proven. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. In other words, no record remains in court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim? That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield.
Objection!
Forehead. Are you sure you don't have evidence? What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy. Evidence! Evidence that shows that this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier. Just prove it! Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case. He must have thought of some evidence, Apollo. Prosecutor Gavin looks like in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull the darkness out of him and prove. And proof is the only way I can. What proves Christoph Gavin's link to Drew Mitchum? Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christoph Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Mitchum 7 years ago. Prove it. It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss this evidence does not.
Objection!
Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice? I am. Then I say we give him the benefit of the doubt. Very well. So if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
Objection!
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion? If we had all 5, this would be all colored. So we only have 1 strike. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice, fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. something that ties Christoph Gavin to Drew Mitchum. And I have something that clearly does the job. Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Mitchum. So, Di, we're gonna it's not gonna let me save it because we're already in his point. We get one chance at this. We fail, it's done. And then we go to the last autosave. That's a lot of pressure, don't you agree? But if you think about it, it may be very easy. Are you ready? So if the red envelope proves motive, there isn't really anything on page 1 that we're going to be needing. If the red envelope is motive, then what's their link? What would be their link? Now, if you want to go verify with Andy if that's correct, because that does prove a link, you're right. You can go to Andy to verify. Because Drew Mitchum received that stamp from the red envelope. And now it's sent over to Christoph Gavin because this was found in his cell and it has the same stamp.
Take that!
This envelope proves there's a link.
Objection!
That scrap of paper, I'm afraid I can't let you submit that. There's some problem? There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting. Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this? Ah, I see now. Yes, of course. What do you mean, of course? I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail. Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell? No. However, it appears Mr. Wright has yet to be cured of his forging habit. Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting is terrible. This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter. Reproduction? When Mr. Wright visited Miss Christoph Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, This mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery. Prosecutor Gavin? Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please. The defense's claim is denied. What? Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record. Better luck next time, Justice. Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christoph Gavin at this point. Apollo, do something! I'm thinking. But without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination.
Objection!
The show is over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why. Prosecutor Gavin? Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst theme. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christoph? Javier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you built. Your reputation as a prosecutor. Your fame with the masses. To lose it all, Javier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin. Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you? You amuse me, assholehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you, Wright? Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? But I request you put the current cross-examination on hold. Prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence. The next moment you called in your mission. It was almost as if what? You were being controlled. Funny. Didn't even occur to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence. Oh! Correct. I knew that I applied the usual pressure. Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page. Don't do this, Clavier. I knew, because you told me, Christoph. What? Christoph sealed the nail on his own coffin. It was the night before the trial. Clavier. Christoph. Odd seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in this trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your trial, apparently. but in exchange, brought the information. Information? The attorney will be there in my place tomorrow, not to distrust. Even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen, I want you to call in a special witness. Then, I wondered about it at the time. How did Christoph know so much? Prosecutor Gavin. Christoph, we were supposed to face each other at the trial. A fair fight, brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings, which would have included Magnifie's diary, wouldn't it? Mr. Gavin? My Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees and miss the forest. You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin. You can't sweep this under the rug, not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trail. That trial. Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo! I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. Done everything we could. I hope it's enough. 7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Ramari. Card. One. Good on time. No. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. I'll go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete. Zach wasn't watching the point or the card. He was watching the man behind the card. Christoph Gavin. Couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright? A second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs? Second-rate when he has way more experience than Christoph Gavin. He dismissed me and went with that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone. Hold it! So, the one who requested the forgery was? Oh, I'm not admitting Kenny. My point is, these two men changed. I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Ramari both deserve what they got. Do you ask Mr. Nisham to forge that evidence so you could win? But then when you were dismissed as Zach Ramari's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap. You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly. Incredible. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep. Prosecutor Gavin? Perfectly? You're mad, Christoph. Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did the trial end? Canceled. When the defendant vanished. Ah, I get it. So Christoph, You've been living in fear for 7 years. What? You were afraid your forgery would be revealed. Your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance. So you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years. You know, it always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalists, sure, he is being watched, end quote. Wonder why Zach Romari got robbed out after 7 years, right after coming into contact with me. Wait just a minute. Zach Romari was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years? Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Romari gone missing for 7 years. Chrissy's father. What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him! Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler. I remember him quite well. Katie Smith, was it? Poison in a Chinese restaurant? Tragic. The details don't really matter right now. And he was not poisoned at no Chinese restaurant. Somebody bonked him at the Bosch Bowl Club. What matters is, the traveler was Zach Romari. What is it, Apollo? Huh? Keep going. We'll talk about it later. Did you already know? Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this? It all started 7 years ago. Great magician Magnifique Romari's death started it. Magnifique Romari's death and his student Zach Romari, the suspect, whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence. Drew Misham. Drew Misham? Actually, it was his daughter, Vera, who really did the work. You took precautions when you made that forgery. When you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin? Precautions? To keep people from talking, of course. These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you planned your poisoning in the forgery. Atroquinine. Applied to a commemorative stamp. But luck was on Mr. Misham's side. The bomb didn't go off. His daughter. She saved him by taking that stamp. See. But that wasn't the only bomb set up. The Aridoni nail polish, of course. You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Misham is nervous, she had a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails. Ah! That nail polish was her good luck charm. He was almost kidnapped. Since then, oh, you can see for yourself. He refused to leave the house. First, good luck charm. When I absolutely had to go outside, it protects me. Yes, apparently, he received something. Again, don't tell me. It was from that time. The one who wanted no. It was his insurance. Insurance? As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside? If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. Her nail polish would do the rest. This time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost some. You're finished. May I return to my school now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time. He's an attorney! Mr. Gavin. As far as I know, the attorneys over there in Japan, they don't get chairs. They stand. Although the courtroom over in Japan aren't this big. Actually, their courtrooms are smaller than our courtrooms, actually. But our attorneys get chairs. They get to sit at a desk. And then they go to a podium that has a microphone. So they talk to the witness. Because they're not allowed to be face-to-face with a witness. And they can only go face-to-face with a judge when a bar is called. Or not. Or a bar. Sidebar is called. But they have to be at that podium. They cannot be face to face with the witness. If they have to show an evidence to the witness, they hand it to the bailiff. The bailiff hands the evidence to the witness. That's basically how trial works here in the United States. But over in Japan, I believe they stand. Have you heard a single thing we've said? Oh, I listened quite closely to the little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction. What? Javier, surely you understand. We're back to the evidence, the lacking evidence. Nothing proved a link between him and the etriquinine that took True Mission's life.
Objection!
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Damari to keep him from talking. I killed no man with that name. Read over the record again, if you'd like. The victim was a traveler by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. I can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive.
Objection!
Okay. Then why did you kill him? Plead my right to remain silent. Remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Mission, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now. I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Mission who is on trial here. No, but we're doing so well, Apollo. As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this court of inquiry cannot find Vera Mission innocent.
Objection!
Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
Objection!
You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was poison in that nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Mission to bite her nails? What? It wasn't me. I know that much. The one who brought the poison to her lips? You. What? Evidence is everything. There is nothing more. I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well. However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Kristoff, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nations are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. That's right. Totally forgotten. The juris system. Juris, you say? The current judicial system has been deemed to close off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law. Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers? Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law. Nonsense. There is only one room for two. For me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. I say. They're not in the courtroom, actually. They're watching everything by a video camera. Doesn't it look suspicious when they're looking at us? Can you allow this? Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright? So everything was leading to this? Of course. Right. 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 Won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. The law is everything. Law is absolute. You'd let ignorant swine soil your courts? Pissed off. It's over. Clavier. The law is absolute. You can't be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions. Correct, it is. Even our law also has contradictions. Nobody's country's laws are absolute. The law is the end product of many years of history, the fruit of human knowledge, like a gem polished to a gleam through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive, pass on, and face in our time. It is always changing, growing, nurturing. It is our task as human beings. Except for you, Kristoff. You aren't. You stop. I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't. But someday, I'll know what law is. He does. He learns real quick. You'll find that out in the next 2 games. He does. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began on the trial of Paramission, accused of murdering her father, the painter Drew Mitchell. However, several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurors of the court, for the death of Drew Mitchell, how do you find the defendant, Vera Mitchell, innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. October 9th, 12:48 p.m. Jurors Chamber. So, what we're going to do... Are they seriously not going to let me save it from here? This ends the trial for this case. They're not going to let me. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Mitchum, currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, he is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Mitchum's death? Did another person poison him? If so, he is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decision. That is all. Please, wait. Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I looked into all your dousers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case? C. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdict. Make your decision in the case against Vera Mitchell. After 7 years, truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. So you have a choice of making which one of these. You have the choice to make which one do you want? Not guilty or guilty? The decision's you. Hello, Ellie Bird. You're gonna pick not guilty. And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurisdiction. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christoph Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the hall, just linger for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m. The morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Mitchum opened her eyes. October 10th, 10:12 a.m., Hickfield Clinic. Farah! I'm so glad. Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too and proud. You did well, Apollo. Even when I thought about what if you're Hey now, don't you start crying too. Sorry you had to see us like this. Sarah? You said night, Apollo. Thank you. No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never would have been your nails. No, I was wrong. Shame I should decide like that. My good luck charm. Vera, when I opened my eyes, saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world, to see things with your own eyes. Looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life. I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here. Let me thank you. No, really, it's okay. Oh, look, it's me! I love it, thanks! Is that me? She really captured your sense, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is? The other lawyer? Oh, you mean Daddy? Because he's not a lawyer anymore. My fault. Oh, no. That's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm just looking away from the... If I can look... I apologize. I'm sure he'd be happy to hear that. He brought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier. You mean the stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all? You know, I knew my real daddy was alive. Huh? I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom. You did what? How? I'm not telling. He promised me that day he went away. We may not meet again for some time. Know this. I will be watching. You're the next Grimari after all. Oh. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he? It's okay. Phoenix is my daddy. Even if he can't really play the piano, that he can. Oh, and I've got you too. Even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes. Glad I made your list. Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy? The one who can't play. Do you know, Apollo? I think he said he had to meet someone. Wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Oh, Lucy. Yes, Sarah? I was wondering, did you show him he once for? Sarah, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat. Objection. Not loud enough. And I like her Miss Magic underwear better anyways. That's magic panties, Apollo. So, your memories returned. Mr. Wright, was this all part of your plan? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lamorar, but you knew my true identity. Did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurors? Ah, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there's no guarantee that regaining your memory could make you happy. Of course, happy. So long I thought I was alone. Now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This too, see, is thanks to you. Are you going to tell them? They do not know? Oh. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their sibling. We'll go to them when the time is right. Till then, don't worry. I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still, I have to keep an eye on her at least. Because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels on the inside. Your bracelet. Yes? Seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. Your bracelet. Strangest of all. I remember meeting him half a year ago. Christoph Gavin's office. And then I met you. Fate. Just intertwined. I was there when they crossed. Never forget that. Such a small thing, that bullet. Yet it tore who I was away. Ten years ago, during a simple rehearsal, it was a miracle no one died. I didn't survive that act. That is why I left the group. My family. Now my memory has returned. I'm myself once more. For the first time, I'm glad to be alive, Mr. Wright. Speaking of miracles, our mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are. It is a strange state. Sometimes a life is taken. Sometimes a life is spared. You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easy, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. That's pretty much the end of my story for now. I will still get a long ways. I still got a long ways to go, but there's hope now. Lost. That's why people are smiling again. Yeah. I think I'll keep clear. Oops. Gotta go. Gorgeous deal. Here comes justice. Couldn't keep up with that. Oh well. So what do you think, Di? You liked it? So you would have had a choice between not guilty and guilty. Of course, not guilty is going to give you the best ending. Guilty is going to give you the bad ending. And this was something they did back in Justice for All. But Justice for All was a little different. You didn't really get the choice. If you didn't present the right piece of evidence, you would have had the bad ending anyway. Okay, that's how that worked. And here, you had the choice of choosing which one you had. No, I usually take a week off between games to rest up my voice. Okay, so next week I'm going to be playing something different. Dual Destinies will start a week after. Because I'm voice acting the characters, I want to give myself at least a week break before I start the next game. Dual Destiny should take me towards the end of the year. Then Spirit of Justice should start out the next year. I'm thinking I might do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 for Game Boy Advance. I have not really played that much. I've played a little bit of it. So I'm going into it 100% blind. I did play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 for the Game Boy Advance on my birthday. I played that with Andy. I don't know if Andy's joining me for the second one. He might. We'll see. Yes. The voice acting every character takes a toll, so that's why I'm only doing it once a week. I did do Ace Attorney before when I started, and I was doing them like 2 times, 3 times a week for Ace Attorney's 20th year anniversary. But I started before the anniversary started, and then I finished at the end of the year when the anniversary ended. But at that time, I didn't have all of them. In the future, we'll probably run the first investigation game on the Switch, because I still have not done the Switch version of that yet. Of course, Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice, I also haven't done the Switch port of those yet either. Andy did Apollo Justice last time. He did Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. Andy is going to take over Great Ace Attorney when I get done with all the Ace Attorney games. And if we do them again, I think Andy is going to do most of them. And it'll be the first time that we do investigations, the first time around on the Switch. I'm pretty sure I played the DLC. I don't remember the DLCs for one of them. But I played the DLCs for Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice. I think I still have not played the DLC for Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Because I haven't really played that game. That's the only one that still hasn't been ported to Switch. Which leads me to believe, will all the Professor Layton games make it to the Switch? Because we have Professor Layton. I think it's the 7th one that's coming out. That's supposed to be coming out for the Switch and the Switch 2. Will all of the Professor Laytons come out for the Switch 2? Maybe they'll all come out for the Switch 1 as well, because all the Ace Attorney games can play on the Switch 2 with no problems. It might get included. Lamia or Thalassa, that's who she is. Di, you probably already guessed that, right, Di? So, the only thing that I really don't like about the remake for Apollo Justice is how Phoenix Wright looks in his classic look, and how the judge looks. I really don't like the way they changed it, because in the DS port, it was merely just ripping the sprites off from the original trilogy into the game. That's all they did for the DS port. But I do enjoy a lot of the funny elements in the game. There's a lot of sad moments. You think it looks fine? I mean, it's not terrible. Wait until you see the 3DS port. The Apollo Justice on the 3DS port, I was told looked really good. You've unlocked a special bonus in the music background settings. Why not? Take a look. Okay, so this is unlocked all the music. I have one of them that's still locked. Oh, I think I know how to unlock that one. I'd have to go back through and actually go through and do the batting. Without using story mode. Complete every episode of all the 3 games. Oh, okay, I know how to. Okay, I get that now. Okay. Okay, excellent. Starting to lag on me. Interesting. Take care, Ellie Bird. Thank you for joining the stream. Okay. So that's going to conclude Apollo Justice for today. Like I said, next week I will probably do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Game Boy Advance. I have to emulate that one. I cannot play that physically. So, I do have the GameCube port though, which I have played. This was back when we had the couch collab. It was Andy, myself, a Black Pikachu, and Riptor. We were playing this, and then we would end up playing the other one. So there's a Game Boy Advance port of this. So if you have not seen a GameCube port of this, this is what it looks like. And sadly, this is actually a mess on the GameCube, because you do have to swap back and forth to these discs, okay? So the first half of the game is here, and then you have to go to this disc here. You always have to start with this disc, no matter what. And if you want to go back to any of these levels or on this disc, you have to swap back to this disc here. So it's a mess. It's a complete mess. And it is not the only games that does it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 on the GameCube does the same thing. If I'm not mistaken, the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox version only has one disc. But the GameCube port has 2 discs. And they're programmed to let you know to swap them. So, again, the GameCube port is a side-scrolling platformer, while this is a 3D platform. And this one's exactly 4 players. The other one's only 1 player. So if Andy does join me on Monday, we'll do the same thing we did before. I will give Raphael and Michelangelo to Andy, and I will do Leonardo and Donatello. Of course, if you look on the back of that, we no longer need this. We no longer need this because it's already available on the Cowabunga collection. But you can unlock this game and play it on this version. That would be the first time I had a chance to play the arcade version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But I can freely play it on the Cowabunga collection anytime I want. And no, these are not available on the Switch. Some point, maybe, Konami will say, hey, we have a 2003 collection that we should probably release. We'll have a 6-game collection. And as far as I know, there's only 6 for the 2003 series. 3 for the bigger consoles, and then 3 for handheld. So, yes. It's going to be a blind run. For the rest of the week, Andy's going to play A Link to the Past tomorrow. Andy did say he wants to try to get back to doing the PC port of Zelda 2. So that will be worked on at some point. We're going to go back to .hack on Wednesday. Are you streaming? Die. Thursday and Friday. Thursday and Friday, okay. So we do have divisional games. I think I'll start those up at 5:30 then, if you're going to be streaming, so that they will get done before 8 o'clock. You're going to, which will be 7 o'clock your time. So Thursday and Friday for us, starting at 5:30, will be the divisional games for the playoffs for the PFL. Saturday and Sunday will be Andy's streams. Then you're streaming again on Sunday. Is that correct? Okay. Is that going to be just this week, or is it also going to be this week and next week? Okay. Okay. Because next week I'm only going to do one on Friday. I don't know about Thursday. I haven't had anything planned for Thursday. So yeah. Next week we're only going to do Friday, because we'll do both games on Friday. Okay. And those will be the last, so those will be the last ones I'm doing for recording. But it's going to be the end for me. It was a nice, decent stream. Dual Destinies and Spirit of Justice are going to be longer. Just to give you a heads up, Di. They are going to be longer. So be prepared for that. Yes. And you will have one heck of a time if you played them yourself. I think you'll enjoy them. Alright. We will have a sorry for the lag. I was changing things on the PC. We will continue a stream tonight on the Discord server, just to get things situated for the divisional playoffs this week.